problem solve step by step. Let's talk about the basic sequence of helping kids solve a problem. In short, you just state the problem, encourage the children to come up with a possible solution, and encourage them to agree on one of the solutions they came up with. So let's dive a little deeper into the process so each step is clear to you, and with practice it will become automatic. Step 1, you're going to point out that there is a problem. When your kids are locked in a struggle, they see the other person as the problem. But when you point out there's a problem that needs discussing, it helps them not to take it personally. Step 2, if the problem is a conflict over an object, move the object away or move the children away so that nobody is holding on to the object. Describe the problem without judgment so that the children realize that both people have valid needs and desires. The next step is to get an agreement from each child that this is indeed the problem. You may not understand the problem as the children see it, or they may disagree with each other about what the problem is. Sit everyone down together and invite them to come up with a solution. In some cases, the solution may be a rule that already exists in the family, like our family rule is that when someone starts playing alone with a game, they don't have to allow others to join, but they can. If there is no rule for the situation that you are trying to help with, then you can say, what could you do to solve this problem? The next step, even if your kids cannot read, or you will write down the solution that they offer. When children see a list of possible solutions on a dry erase board or on a piece of paper, it's very effective in helping them have ownership of the process. You can suggest solutions if they're stuck too, but it shouldn't be only your ideas. Your ideas could and probably should include some silly or outrageous ones, just to loosen up the brainstorming. Write down all the solutions, every single one, even if someone objects to them. This is brainstorming time, it's not evaluating time. As the kids suggest solutions, restate them as you write them down. The next step is to go through the solutions one at a time and ask if the kids, if they can both agree on that solution. So restate their objections, restate their compromises and the solutions as they're being offered, and then ask again if the new solution works for both of them. So this is an important step. Why? Oftentimes, the best solution emerges as the kids start objecting to the solutions that are the ideas to the solutions that are being raised, the ideas on the list. This helps them articulate their desires and see things from the other child's perspective. It allows them to design a solution that works for both of them. In the beginning, you're going to help them work out their compromises, but keep in mind that over time, they're going to learn to do it themselves. The solution will not work if both children are not on board. Once you have a win-win solution, you need to monitor that it's being implemented and keep problem solving. Most parents are tempted to skip this step But it's important if you want your children to be committed to this process over time. If they are having a hard time making the solution work, then do a shorter version of this problem-solving process again to help them work out all the kinks. Notice there's a lot of restating going on. This helps children hear each other and it clarifies each comment. So let's see how this works in practice, okay? Here's a possible scenario. So mom says, I'm hearing loud voices. Sounds like you two have a problem? Peter will say, he keeps knocking over the tower I built for my blocks. Zach, the younger brother, says, I was just trying to help. Peter will say, no, Zach, you did it on purpose. You wanted them all to fall down. This is where mom would say, so the problem is that Peter wants to build his own tower from clocks and Zach wants to help and also likes to knock it down. Is that the problem, Peter? Zach? Peter says yes. Zach says yes. Mom goes on. So we have one brother who wants to build his own tower and leave it up, and one brother who wants to help and knock it down. That sounds like a tough problem. What could you do to solve this problem? This is where Peter says, Zach can leave me alone. I want to build my own tower. Mom is writing down on paper. Okay, that's one possible solution. Peter can build his tower himself without any help or anyone knocking it down. What other solutions are there? Zach says, but I want to build too. Peter says, you can build your own tower. Just leave my tower alone. Mom keeps writing. Is that another solution? Zach can build his own tower too. Both of you build your own towers? Zach says, no, I can't. I don't know how to build good towers like Peter. Mom comes in and says, you don't like that solution. Okay, we'll talk about all the solutions in a minute. Are there any other solutions? Zach is laughing. Knock all the towers down. Mom says, sounds like you're in a silly mood, Zach. All right, I'm writing it down. The idea is to knock all the towers? Peter says, I don't like that solution at all. Mom says, I hear you, Peter. Any other solutions? Peter and Zach look blank. Mom says, okay, let's see if any of these solutions work for both of you. The first one is that each boy can build his own tower, and no one knocks down Peter's tower. Do you both like that solution? Peter says, yes. Mom says, Zach, this solution is for you to build your own tower and you can knock it down, but you couldn't knock over your brother's tower, okay? Zach says, I don't like that solution. My towers are not as good as his. Mom says, Peter, do you hear that? It sounds like Zach likes to knock down your towers because they are better. Peter says, we can make his towers better too. I can help him make his towers taller. Mom says, that sounds like another solution to write down. So that solution is Peter will help Zach build his towers taller, and then Zach can knock them down. Zach says, yay! Mom says, Zach, you like this solution. This means that you can knock down your own tall tower that Peter will help you build, but you will not knock down Peter's towers. Okay? Zach says, okay, but Peter, will you build my towers high all the way to the sky with me? Peter says, okay, we'll build them high, but can I help you when you knock yours down? Zach says, yes, we will all be tower destroyers. Mom says, okay, you both like the solution that Peter will help build his tower to the sky and you will both knock it down. We have a win-win solution. And how will you keep Peter's tower safe so it doesn't get knocked down in the destruction? Peter says, I'll just build my tower on the dining room table, so it's safe. Come on, Zach, let's go build your tower to the sky so we can knock it down. So, to summarize problem solving, point out there's a problem, describe the problem, brainstorm possible solutions and write them down, choose a solution that both children agree on. Your work here is done. Eventually, the kids are going to be able to problem solve on their own or with minimal guidance. This process over time will hopefully become automatic, and it's going to be your go-to when conflict arises. You can do this, Mama. You really, truly can.